your girl, Sunshine. It is Friday, Hip Hop Friday. But it's going to be an elegant Friday with, my guest is in the building, so let me go ahead. Hey, Raya.
Hello. How are you?
Beautiful.
Good. Happy Friday.
How are you? Yes. Ooh, girl.
I know.
So long. I don't know.
Thanks for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for accepting. That's the. So introduce yourself so we can get right
Okay, my name is Katherine
talk.
Swain. I'm a singer-songwriter from Northern Ohio, and I work with Phantom of the Beat, Haj G of the UMCs out of Brooklyn, and Phantom Music, and I'm distributed by Who Mag with Rob Schwartz. So I'm just, trying to do my thing and get my music out there and find people who are interested and like what they hear, for sure.
Great. Okay. So how did you get linked with Haas? Okay, Phantom of the Beat, yeah. But I call Haas. So how did you guys get connected? Because he's dope.
I have sung my whole life, and when I got out of high school, I started writing music, and I was introduced to a DJ out of Columbus, Ohio. His name is DJ Kid Magic. So that's like the first studio I ever recorded at. The first songs I ever wrote were recorded with him. And so he actually used to spin for the UMCs back in the day. So he actually knew Haas from a long time ago. And I just started working on music, and it was kind of out of some luck and kind of my stupidity that I ended up meeting Haas because Magic wanted me to send my music out to a producer that he knew, and kind of like lack of communication. I thought I knew who he was talking about because I had recently seen Haas's posts. And so I sent my demos to Haas, and I just kind of put it out there and was like, hey, I know Magic, and he wanted me to send my music out, and here's my demos. And then I didn't really hear anything back. And Magic got a hold of me a couple of days later, and he was like, hey, when I wanted you to send your music out, it was a different person that I was talking about. But Haas listened to your music, and he really liked what he heard. So he would like to have, a conversation with you about what you're doing and what you're trying to do. So it was, it definitely was a connection from the two of them knowing each other, but it was also kind of a little bit of luck in there also.
I say there's no such luck. You know what I'm about to say. I don't know. It's the atmosphere, it's the heavenly beings putting everything in place because one, your voice I love. Two,
yes,
he's dope. It's
right,
like a great
it was definitely like, if I think about my life and the things that I've gone through in the past couple of years and meeting Magic so long ago and us staying connected through all these years, even at times when I wasn't working on music at all, it definitely seems like there was a little bit of divine intervention in there, depending on, your beliefs. But I definitely think that looking back on everything, it's definitely happening for a reason, which is wonderful.
So, with you working with Phantom, I stop saying my government.
I think he's good with it either way, so we're good.
With you working with him, what do you see next for you? Like are you going to tour? Do you want to tour? Has that
I haven't gotten into performing too much, but definitely a little bit more now that kind of some of like the COVID-19 stuff is kind of lightening up, because everything that like we met through COVID, I started writing music through COVID. So we really concentrated on like writing songs and recording and getting singles out. And we did shoot a video, which was awesome, in New York a couple years ago. But performing wise, I haven't really had a lot of opportunities. And I think that had a lot to do with it. And just being a brand new artist, people have to know who you are to ask you to perform. So getting my name out there has definitely been part of that. But I was able to perform at Who Mag, put on Distro Fest last August in Philly. So that was really awesome. And I got to perform Make Up Your Mind for the first time, which was great. And it was really the first time that I've ever performed my own song. So it was a big deal for me, and it was a great experience. And then in February, I was able to go back to Philly for the Play Music Conference, again, put on by HUMAG Distribution. And I was able to perform all 3 of my songs. So I'm just kind of getting my toes in it right now, but I hope to be able to perform a lot more in the future just because, you know, I need the experience on top of getting my music out there.
Okay. I like that. I like that. So COVID
Right.
brought a whole lot. And it really, a lot of people tapped into their inner beings and was like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. With you now writing, have you wrote for anybody else, or is it out there that
I haven't
you're offering
really
to write
written for anybody
people?
else. I'm definitely open to it. I think it would be challenging in different ways just because I've only ever written my own songs for me to sing. So I think it would definitely be challenging just because I'm an emotional writer, and I write from kind of experience and what I'm going through. So I think it would be hard to let a song go, I guess, per se, you know, to someone else. But I also think it would be a great opportunity. And I think, you know, anytime somebody's interested in any of my art, whether it's writing or singing, then that's, you know, something I kind of want to work towards. So I think if it was the right person, the right artist, then we could kind of link up and make a connection. Then I think I would definitely be open to, you know, writing for other artists.
Okay. All right. So with this all happening, you said you're an emotional writer. So does the guy know that you wrote that song for him? Is this a I was listening to it, I said, oh, somebody was ahead. And in a relationship at times, people like to play with the other person's head and heart. And I'm like, yo, stop. If you're not in it, don't do that. And so is this a particular person, or is this just a cumulative of relationships through the years?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like I've
song?
definitely been through it when it comes to relationships, and people who know me know what I'm talking about. But I think in general, it's mostly just the experiences that I've been through in different relationships, including the one I'm currently in now with my husband. You know, every relationship has their challenges, and, you know, I just kind of take what I've been through, and whether I'm going through it currently or I've been through it before, I'm able to take that experience and write from it. And I get a lot of my ideas on what I want to write from the beat that I get to listen to. So a lot of times I don't necessarily sit down and write lyrics and then put it to a beat. A lot of times I get the beat first, and I kind of let it inspire me on what I want to write about, yet also writing from my own experience at the same time. So yeah.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Who influenced you?
Well, like I have an older brother, and he influenced me a lot from a young age as far as like what type of music I was introduced to and what type of music was around me growing up. So I think that's where a lot of my love for R&B and hip hop came from, because my brother is a hip hop head. So I grew up listening to a lot of, you know, hip hop in the background, and then that just kind of transitioned into R&B for me, being a female and being a singer. Mariah Carey is probably very high up there as far as vocalists that inspire me. I think Rainbow came out in 1997, so I would have been around 7, and that was my first CD I remember getting, and I still am obsessed with it till today, and still have a hard time getting some of the songs down that are on that album. So it's definitely inspired me, you know, lifelong for the last, you know, since I was that age. Christina Aguilera is another big one. I was, you know, really obsessed with her just growing up, and I probably know her catalog more than anybody else. And I would say, like, vocally, get compared to her sometimes, and I think that was just because I was so heavily inspired by her as just an artist and a vocalist. But yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of different singers. I love music, but I love to sing. So if I can't sing to the song, then most likely I'm not going to listen to it. If I listen to music, it's because I want to sing a song.
Got you. Okay. Who would you like to work with?
That's a good question. And I get asked that sometimes, and I have a hard time answering it because I don't know. There's like a lot of artists that I would want to work with, but no one necessarily specifically. But I would like to work with more like the artists in Phantom Music, like Snooze Daily and I have talked about working together in the future. I just put out a song, Changes, with Rhyme Recca. So that was a great opportunity to be able to work with him and just make those connections with everybody in New York. So I really just want to work with people that want to work with me. Like, I want to work with genuine humans and people that like my voice and think that their music would mesh with my music, and just good humans that, like to make art together and like to sit in the studio and write together. I was in the studio in Columbus last weekend, and I got to do that with an artist out of Columbus that wanted me to feature on one of his songs. And it was just a great opportunity to like be in the studio with another artist and connect and write something and, vibe out. So as long as you want to work with me and you're genuine about it, then I want to work with you. Thank you.
Okay, I love it.
Can you repeat that?
You want to sing one of your songs?
I can. You want okay. I could do a little bit of Stars. Look up in the stars, boy, I don't want to come down. Do you see me? 'Cause I see you. Look up in the stars, boy, I don't want to come down. Do you see me? 'Cause I see you.
Okay. Now, name 5 fun facts about yourself. I like people to know the artists. We're not just artists. We're not just podcasts. We are parents. We are, like you said, you're a wife. Things to that. I like them to get to know the person as well as the artist. 5 fun facts about yourself.
I like to say I kind of grew up in 3 different areas. So I grew up in Cincinnati in my early childhood, and then I moved to Indiana. So I also grew up in Indiana, and I now live in Northern Ohio, but I used to come up here every summer. So I kind of feel like I'm a little bit from all those places. So that's one fun fact. I now live very close to Lake Erie, which is one of the Great Lakes. So I absolutely love to swim. I love to go to the beach, and that's one of my favorite things to do. I live on a little farm that I grew up coming to that my great aunt and uncle used to live at. So it's just different because I never thought I would move to Ohio. I never thought I would live here. And I came here as a child growing up. So that's kind of different. And with that goes along with I love to garden. I love flowers. I love planting. And I'm an animal person. I love my animals. I probably hang out with animals more than I do humans. So they're my best friends, really. I'm a crazy animal person.
So with you being on a farm, have horses?
I don't.
Sheep?
I'm just like a crazy cat lady right now, and I have 3 dogs that I love so much. They're like my best friends. When I used to come up here in the summers, my aunt and uncles always had horses. So that's kind of one of my goals, a long-term goal, just because it's a big commitment. But I would love to have horses. I would love to have chickens. I kind of want a little bit of everything. I would love to goats, sheep, a donkey. I love donkeys. So yeah, I definitely don't have a lot right now, but in the future, that's a big plan of mine. If I really thought about a big lifelong goal, I would love to have an animal sanctuary where you can, just rescue different animals and foster different animals. So that's definitely a long-term goal of mine.
Okay. I
do too.
I love horses. Yeah, they're beautiful. We was in Jamaica, and there was this father and son horse. I thought it was black with white sections on it. It was just coat and everything. And the son had a tan and white father, but the father had the black and white. He was white. And when I say beautiful,
they're
coat,
such beautiful animals. They really are. So that's definitely a goal in the future.
We was horseback riding on them.
That's right.
Like, be good to me and I'm good to you. Like, friends for this.
That's right.
So what would you say, is there anything that you, if starting this during the pandemic and everything, learned that you wish you knew before entering the business?
I guess I just would have known how different it is than what you think looking from the outside. And I mean that in all like the best ways and negative ways. You know, it's hard. It's a hard business. It really is. And when you're independent and when you're doing it with a group of people who are also independent and trying to build something, it's, you know, it's a lot of work on top of your already crazy busy schedule. So, you know, just, I don't know what I don't know what I wish I would have known, but I definitely am grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for everything I've been able to learn so far. And I have so much to, you know, still learn about the business and just, you know, trying to build your own business, which is really what it is, you know, when you get down to it. I don't know. I just, yeah, I don't know what I wish I would have known. I'm happy to know what I do know. And I'm looking forward to continuing to grow as an artist and figure out who I am and what my sound is, and continue to learn a lot about how to be successful in this business.
All right. I love it. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Tell them how to find you before we go
you can find me
on
any streaming platform that you know might listen to, Apple Music, Spotify. You can just look up Katherine Swain and you should be able to find me. And you can find me on Instagram at the K Swain, and it's SWAIN. I also have a Facebook and Twitter with, you know, the same name. So yeah, you can find me on all social media and any streaming platform.
Okay. Now let's talk about the nomination for the Grammys. How did that?
That's great. Yeah, that was crazy. So Rob Schwartz, who is the CEO of Humag Distribution, he's also on the Grammy board. You know, so he has the opportunity to nominate artists for consideration for a Grammy. And he has been supportive since day one of me and Haas working together, and Haas introducing me to him. And he just really liked, you know, or loved Make Up Your Mind and thought that it was worthy of that. And I'm incredibly appreciative. I feel very fortunate to be somebody who is kind of newer to the game. And, you know, that was my first single. And you know, we worked really hard on it, but it was also very natural the way that song formed. And, you know, it kind of clicked. I got the beat and it just hit immediate on what I wanted to write and how I wanted it to sound. And, so yeah, it was surprising, and, it's a great accomplishment and something that I really never thought. I'm a dreamer for sure of all things when it comes to singing and being an artist. But when stuff like that is, you know, a big deal and means a lot happens, it's just kind of like, wow, you know. So I really appreciate it. And, you know, Rob, it was really, you know, in Rob's hands of the artists he knows and that he works with, that he wants to nominate. And I feel incredibly lucky to be considered for sure. It is amazing. Yeah, it's an honor. Amazing. Really, it really is.
Aw. So with all that, tell us, did you go there since you was nominated, or just watch it on television?
And it's kind of like the step under being nominated for a Grammy. So for you to be able to be nominated for a Grammy and go to the Grammys and, you know, that kind of thing, you first have to be considered. And to be able to be considered, you have to be nominated from a Grammy board. I don't know what the specific term is, but whatever Rob is under with the Grammy board, he can consider different artists. And there's a select group of people like him who can consider artists that they know or that they've heard or that they, push and back. So, so it's definitely, Rob's doing, and it was great.
I love it. Now, is there anything else you want to do besides singing and writing?
Like just in life in general or in the music business in general?
Sometimes people want to take it further and go to acting, or do you want to just stay with the writing and the
singer
singing?
For sure. I'm always going to be open to different opportunities that come my way. So I just, I want to be definitely clear about that. But I definitely consider myself a singer. I don't consider myself an actress. I'm definitely not a dancer. But I'm definitely a singer. But I'm open to any opportunity that fits, where I'm trying to go as an artist. It has to make sense. Whatever moves I or we make moving forward, it has to make sense with the goals that we have in mind. But yeah, I would be open to it. But as far as what I want to do, I just, I want to establish myself more as an artist and a singer and get my name out there more, and definitely write more music and work on perfecting myself as a writer, because I don't have a lot of experience with it. I write my own music, but I only have 3 songs out there, and I only probably have a handful of demos that I've worked on over the last couple of years since I've gotten back into music. So I definitely need to work on that a little bit more. And I need to work on performing a little bit more. So working on those opportunities for the future are kind of a big deal for me right now.
Okay. Now, I know you said you was putting out singles. When are you drop an EP?
I don't know. We kind of throw the idea around a little bit. We talk about it, Haas and I, and I guess I arguably have a good amount of music, in the background that we could put something together. But I want to build my fan base a little bit more. It doesn't make sense to work really hard on an EP or an album if you don't have a lot of people that are going to listen to it. So I definitely need to work on finding my people that are out there that, want to listen to me and want to follow what I'm doing. So, I want to work on that. And I guess performing goes with that also. I need to get out there a little bit more. And I need to get myself out there and my music out there. So trying to concentrate on those opportunities and creating those opportunities right now. But that's definitely a goal. I think about what type of album I want and, what I want to put my name on and put our name on and put out there. I definitely want to be proud of it, and it needs to be something that feels right and the timing needs to feel right. So I'm sure, that'll happen in the future, but first I need to find my people, really.
Okay. Well, you're going to find them. Our interviews, after the interviews, I send it to Day, and Day puts it onto the Instagram, pulls it from Instagram and puts it onto YouTube. And she puts it up and she makes a, so that upload it, I'll let you know, and then you can share with everybody that that may have missed it, but it'll be on YouTube, and that builds your fan base as well. So yeah, and I
am. Yep. Yeah, Northern Ohio.
You said, right? Oh, how far is that from Buffalo?
Yeah, I don't think it's like super far, actually. I think Buffalo's on Lake Erie too, I believe. So it's just, a couple hours northeast from me. So yeah, it's not too far.
Maybe if you ever come through Buffalo, let me know. And if I'm in town, we could take a picture or two, because that's in the Blown Wolf magazine that I'm a part of.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. I always try to get whoever I have on the show now, since I'm part of the magazine, into the magazine as well, because look, connects. Let people don't know until the word of mouth. I'm word of mouth.
No, that would be awesome. Yeah, if I'm ever around that area or going through that area, I'll definitely hit you up. Sure.
So, how are you guys doing right now? I think it was, oh no, it was Oklahoma who had
That's
a wildfire just today. But
yeah, no, we're good. The
okay,
recent thing
right?
that came about our area, which it's not too close to me, is the horrible train derailment with all the chemical spills. So horrible.
Oh my God. I don't understand what's wrong with the train derailments. And
Yes,
isn't
and
that
they
like
keep
the
happening.
third
Yes,
one?
it's horrible. It's really awful. So that's kind of something that happened around here recently, and it happened close to the time that my husband and we were driving to Philly for the Play Music conference. So that was definitely something on our minds as we were going through that area. But that's scary. There's so much crazy things happening right now in the world, and it's scary. So yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Well, it's okay, and it was not. Um, okay, so you're working on, you don't know if it's going to be an EP or album, but you're working until when you talk, I feel like you're like,
Yeah.
my baby's not ready yet. I'm not coming, and I
Yes,
understand.
for sure.
Trust me. It's like your baby.
Yeah.
It has to be like, yep, it's complete. We can put
And
it
I just feel like a really good album, especially like I consider myself like an R&B singer, soul singer, but also a ballad singer. I love ballads. So I definitely want to work on more ballads because I really don't have that many, or if any really. But it's just kind of a story. I feel like your album is your story. Your songs are your story. So I just have a lot more writing to do, a lot more song formation to do to get my story out there and to get my story right for when I do put it out there. So, but it's going to be a great experience, hopefully, being able to write. I hope I have more opportunities to write in the studio because I do a lot of writing at home right now. I kind of just get in my comfort zone, and I love that because I can be vulnerable by myself. It's hard to be vulnerable in a room full of people when you're writing a song, but I think the more creative minds that you have when you're writing, it's important. So I look forward to hopefully being able to do a lot more writing in the studio with my group of people.
Okay. Hello. Somebody just came in saying, hey, guys. Riot says, I think you are super dope already.
Thank you.
Boy. So, with everything, how are you juggling life and the music?
It's hard. Yeah, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's really easy. It kind of just depends on, I guess, kind of my mood and what I'm doing and where I'm at. Like when I travel and I've gone to Philly twice now, and then I've gone to New York a couple of times. And when I'm in those environments, everything feels so natural, like what I'm doing. And Haz and I talk about that a lot. Like it just feels right, what we're doing and what we're trying to do. And it feels like it's flowing like it's supposed to. So when I'm in those situations, I feel like everything is flowing the way it's supposed to. And it's very inspiring for me to try and stay consistent with the things that I need to do to improve myself as an artist and just like as a human in general. But when I come back home, I get into the routine of working your, 9 to 5 and being a medical assistant and living on a farm and taking care of animals. And I love that aspect of my life also, but I have a hard time then staying consistent when I'm in Ohio doing my normal day-to-day things. So that's something I definitely am trying to work on every day, is just trying to stay consistent with the things that I need to do to be able to reach the type of artist and human that I want to be. And that's something, it's a challenge. It's hard. Life is hard. And, I'm tired sometimes. But, when I get kind of frustrated that maybe things aren't going the way that I want them to go, or I'm not doing the things that I need to do, sometimes I remind myself that I'm kind of concentrating on the wrong things. And if I start concentrating on the right things and the reasons why I got back into music to begin with, then it's like, okay, those other things that I was overwhelmed about really don't matter at the end of the day. The things that do matter is how I feel and what I'm doing and how what I'm doing makes me feel. And when I'm working on music, it makes me feel better and it makes me feel good. So I just try to, like, if I get overwhelmed about anything or I think to myself, like, I don't know if I can do this, it's, you know, this is a hard game that you're in. I just remember, like, well, you're obviously concentrating on the wrong things and you need to concentrate on the things that make you feel good and the reasons why you got back into this in the first place. So trying to remind yourself of, you know, who you are and what you're doing and what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, gotta speak life over yourself every day because something will hit.
Right,
You're like,
right.
okay, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
trust me, life is. That's what I'm like, here we go with the
They
life
keep coming.
Don't stop. But as long as we know how to deal with it, sometimes we need to just take a step back and just
important,
breathe.
yeah, to ground yourself and that way you can have the energy to keep moving forward and keep doing what it is that you want to do. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. How do you set your atmosphere when you're about to write? Like, do you do candles? What do you do to get yourself in that zone?
I have like a sunroom. That's kind of like my family room at my farm. So I like to be in my sunroom. I like to burn incense sometimes. So maybe I'll do a little incense and some candles. I just want to be like wherever I am, I just want to be comfortable. So I'm probably in, like, you know, in sweats and just kind of no makeup, hair up, like just kind of in like a raw version of myself and just trying to be vulnerable and not think too much and kind of let things flow. But yeah, I like to, you know, set a vibe for sure.
Is there anything you want to leave the viewers with?
I will let them know that my song Changes with Rhyme Rekka is now streaming, and they can find that on all streaming services. And just shout out to Haas, Phantom of the Beat, shout out to Phantom Music, shout out to Rob Schwartz and MJ's Hip Hop Connect. Shout out to MJ and shout out to Rhea for setting this up. You know, I really appreciate the opportunity to meet you and talk to you and you know, get my name out there and hopefully we can meet up again for sure.
Yes.
Me too.
I will love that.
You can follow me on Instagram at the K Swain, and you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter just by searching Katherine Swain, Swain, and on YouTube also. And you can find my music on all streaming platforms.
All right. You guys heard it here first. And for the ones who have children that have the spring recess coming up, you guys have a great night, a great weekend, and a great week. And I'm thankful that you came on. I wish you nothing but great success. Keep in touch. Let me know when some more stuff drops. We'll share away.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much for having me. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate it.
Oh, welcome.
Of course.
Thank you. And thank you for singing to them. House to yours, first and foremost. Thank you, Raya, for connecting this and letting it happen. You guys have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.
And we'll see you soon.